trip was supposed to be simple. 5 best friends, 3 days, 1 mountain road far from everything. Arjun, the planner. Kabir, the joker. Rohan, the driver. Neil, the videographer. And Samir, the eternal optimist. They laughed as the city vanished and their phone signals dropped to 0. Samir just smiled. Adventure starts when Wi-Fi ends. But then the GPS froze. The road narrowed, trees leaning in, and a thick fog crawled across the asphalt. Suddenly, Rohan slammed the brakes. A girl was standing in the middle of the road. She was pale, with long black hair and a simple blue dress, completely out of place. Her eyes were sad, distant. "My name is Anaya," she said softly. "I missed the last bus." Without thinking, Arjun offered her a ride. She looked right at him and smiled. The moment she got in, the car felt colder. The laughter died. She just pointed ahead, deeper into the fog. "Just keep driving." The car rolled deeper into the forest, the fog pressing against the windows like cold breath. Headlights barely pierced the gloom. I tried to break the silence. "So, Anaya, you live alone out here?" She just smiled and said her family was nearby. Nearby where? No one dared to ask. I felt this strange pull every time our eyes met, like she was the only thing in focus. Neil tried to record on his phone, but the screen just filled with static. Naya leaned in and whispered, "Some things don't like being recorded." Later, Rohan glanced at the rearview mirror and his grip tightened on the wheel. "What is it?" I asked. He said nothing, but I saw the panic in his eyes. In the mirror, the back seat behind me was empty. But Anaya was sitting right there. "Dude, mirrors glitch in the fog," someone said nervously. I felt fingers brush my hand, so cold it burned. The lights flickered back on. Anaya was holding my hand. She let go, but faint blue fingerprints lingered on my skin, slowly fading away. The engine sputtered and died, plunging us into a tense silence. Just as Rohan was about to give up, it roared back to life. But the relief was short-lived. Anaya pointed ahead. "There," she said, her voice flat. A narrow dirt path, barely visible, branched off into the woods. "That's not a village," Rohan argued, but Anaya just stared at him. "It's always been there." Against all logic, he turned the wheel. The path led to a clearing and a single, rotting house. It leaned precariously, its windows like vacant eyes. Neil whispered, what we were all thinking, "This place is abandoned." But Anaya was already out of the car, gliding over the damp earth without leaving a single footprint. "Guys, look at the mud," Samir stammered, his face pale. Ignoring the warning signs, we followed her inside. The air grew cold, thick with the smell of decay. Dozens of photos lined the walls, all of the same girl, Anaya, but the dates beneath them were impossible. 1972, 1987, 1999. "They kept my memories here," she whispered. Then Rohan found it, a loose floorboard. It pried it open, revealing a faded blue dress, the same one Anaya was wearing, and beneath it, human bones. As we stared in horror, the door slammed shut. Anaya turned to Arjun, her eyes glowing faintly. "You listened," she whispered. "That's why I chose you." The photos on the wall changed, now showing 5 boys on a lonely road. The house groaned, not from the wind, but like it was taking a deep, ragged breath. On the walls, photographs began to change. Smiling faces blurred, colors draining away until each frame became a moving scene. Samir's voice trembled. "These aren't photos anymore. They're memories." Suddenly, the walls dissolved. We were no longer in the house, but on a dark roadside, rain soaking us to the bone. We saw her, Anaya. A car sped towards her far too fast. Arjun tried to scream, but no sound came out. The impact was sickening. We were forced to watch her die. But the memory didn't end. We watched her crawl, bleeding, as another car slowed, looked, and then drove away. Her voice whispered behind us, "They saw me." They chose not to stop. The scene snapped back to the house. Anaya appeared, beautiful and sad. "This wasn't your fault," she said gently, "but someone has to stay with me." The floor beneath Arjun cracked, and in the darkness something moved. The floor just exploded beneath me. I screamed as the rotten wood gave way. Kabir and Rohan grabbed my arms, their muscles straining against something pulling me down. The air filled with the smell of wet earth and decay. And up. From the darkness, fingers emerged, too long, too thin, definitely not human. Samir stumbled back, whispering, "That's not her." I looked over and saw Anaya standing calmly. "They found me," she said, "but not all of me wanted to leave." Twisted, broken shape that looked like her but wasn't began to rise from the hole. Its eyes were black pits, its mouth split wide. That's what happens when no one helps. Anaya's voice turned to ice. Its grip tightened on my leg and whispers filled my head. "One of you stays," she said. "The rest leave." Suddenly, a memory flooded my mind. Driving on a rainy road, seeing a girl not stopping. "Anaya," I whispered. "You stopped this time," she said, and snapped her fingers. The thing let go. I collapsed, but Anaya just walked to the door. "Not tonight," she said, "but soon." They didn't argue. They ran. The moment they stepped outside, the house vanished. Only the road remained, narrow and endless. The car sat there, engine running, headlights on, waiting. Rohan jumped in. Everyone in. Now, they piled inside, breathless and shaking. As Arjun closed the door, he felt cold fingers brush his wrist. A voice whispered in his ear, "You can't outrun a memory." Rohan hit the gas, but the scenery never changed. Same trees, same broken signpost, over and over. "We've driven 10 miles, Neil said. "So why is that tree still there?" The radio crackled to life, a soft, familiar voice. "Arjun, you left me here once." He froze. "I didn't know," he whispered. The radio hissed. "That didn't stop you." Suddenly, Neil yelled, "There's someone in the passenger seat." Anaya was there, staring ahead. This road only opens when someone stays. The car swerved violently as the road ahead disappeared. The car didn't crash. It fell. Not down, but through. The road vanished, and the world stretched like melting glass. Then, silence. The car landed softly, too softly. We stepped out into a place with no sky, no ground, just a pale gray mist stretching endlessly. Footsteps echoed where we didn't step. This wasn't a place, it was a pause. Shapes moved in the fog, people, frozen in fear, the ones who were almost saved. The mist cleared, revealing a scene from my past, my car, years ago. I saw myself slow down for a woman on the road, hesitate, and then drive past. I didn't know it was her. Anaya, the woman from the road, was now here with us. She turned to my friends. "You can leave," she said. Then her gaze fell on me. "He stays." But my friends refused. They offered to take my place. Anaya's voice softened. "This is why I appear, to see if anyone will stop." A door appeared in the mist. One goes in, one stays behind forever. We had to choose. The door creaked wider, spilling out a darkness that felt alive. The world held its breath. Kabir stepped forward. "I'll go." Nir grabbed his arm. "Don't be stupid." Kabir just smiled faintly. "Someone has to be." Looked at Arjun, whose voice broke. "This is my fault." Kabir squeezed his shoulder. "Then let me fix it." He stepped through the door, and the darkness swallowed him. The door slammed shut. The fog screamed, and then vanished. Samir collapsed, sobbing. Rohan stared at the empty space. "Is he gone?" Anaya nodded slowly. He chose to stay. The door dissolved into ash, revealing the morning sun, a normal road. Normal. Years later, another car drove that same mountain road at night. Fog rolled in thick and fast. And then, a figure appeared ahead. A young man stood by the roadside, smiling, his hands in his pockets, waiting. The mountain road hadn't changed. Same curves, same broken sign, same fog that rolled in without warning. A car slowed as it approached the figure standing by the roadside, a young man, harmless looking with his hands in his pockets. He smiled and the car stopped. Kabir climbed into the back seat, his feet never quite touching the floor. "Thanks," he said. He caught his reflection in the window, a half second behind his movement, and his smile faded. The road stretched on, longer than it should, the fog thickening. He watched the passengers, their laughter, their warmth, their lives moving forward. An old voice echoed in his memory. The road demands balance. He realized then he wasn't there to be saved. He was there to test. As they neared an old clearing, one of them pointed. Is that a house? There was nothing there. Kabir felt a pull. I can walk from here, he said. They hesitated, then drove on. The fog lifted, the road straightened. He was alone again. Elsewhere, miles away, another car slowed in a sudden fog. The driver, Arjun, saw a figure. Kabir. Their eyes met. Kabir smiled gently and stepped back into the trees. The fog cleared. Arjun whispered, "Thank you." The road remained silent, watching, waiting. Years had passed. The forest road remained, a secret hidden from maps. Arjun tried to live a normal life, but at night he'd see her. Anaya standing at the edge of a dark curve, watching. One evening, a text arrived from an unknown number. It's time. The road was calling. He and his friends returned to the mountain. The fog rolled in, whispering their names. In the clearing stood the house, and on the road a figure in a pale blue dress. Anaya. She smiled, a sad, eternal smile. Welcome back, she said. Arjun stepped forward. I can't leave you here again. She shook her head. You never left me. You just waited. But someone has to stay. This time the choice was different. Arjun walked into the house as the fog swallowed him whole. His friends ran towards the sunlight, towards freedom. Anaya turned to him inside the house. Now we wait together. The cycle was complete. Some nights travelers swear they see a pale girl and a young man standing together silently watching.